A beautifully crafted statue appeared inside the church, but when the man took a closer look, he was shocked to discover it was actually a human corpse. Even more disturbing, the statue had no fingerprints anywhere on its body. The arrogant killer, however, had left a name on the foot. The police lifted the skirt to examine more closely and saw the killer had signed with the title of artist. Iverson suddenly remembered 6 years ago, there had been a serial killer who called himself an artist. After murdering 5 women in succession, he had turned all of them into statues, but that killer had already been caught and imprisoned long ago. The highly intelligent Louisa believed this was clearly a copycat crime, intentionally using the same method and style as the original artist. Since there were no traces left at the scene, Louisa suggested bringing in the original artist to help with the case, believing it would lead to faster progress. When she arrived at the prison, the artist seemed to have already predicted her visit. Louisa took out the photo of the statue and told him the criminal copying his crime used the exact same techniques and materials, so this suspect must have some kind of connection to the artist. The artist smiled and said he had no problem helping, but he had a condition. He demanded that his old art studio be rebuilt inside the prison. Only then, he claimed, could he fully immerse himself in the mind of the criminal. Soon after, the police reconstructed the studio for him. As the artist studied the photo, he quickly found a clue. The feathers on the wings of the statue were asymmetrical. Louisa hung up the phone and rushed to investigate. Sure enough, hidden inside the uneven wings, they found a bottle of nail polish, but strangely, it was the same brand and color of nail polish Louisa used frequently as a child, a type that should have long been discontinued. The chief immediately sent the nail polish for testing, but to everyone's surprise, all fingerprints on it had also been wiped clean. It turned out the nail polish had been intentionally planted by the killer. Just as the police were out of leads, someone called in another report. A new corpse, also turned into a statue, had been placed on a wooden boat, again adorned with wings by the killer. Louisa immediately examined the victim's fingernails. Sure enough, one of the nails had been painted a different color. Beneath that nail, they discovered another clue, the tip of a clock hand. The moment the chief saw it, he frowned, because it belonged to a watch that his former partner Mike always wore. But Mike had supposedly died 5 years ago. While capturing the artist, Louisa asked how Mike had died, and the chief hesitated, slowly saying it was a car accident. Louisa could tell he was hiding something. What she didn't know was, that night, the chief entered a mysterious room. In the center, a woman had a volunteer sit down. She lightly twisted a cloth doll in her hand, and shockingly, the man in the chair began to twist and move in sync with the doll.